So, right now, President Biden has just signed the continuing resolution that keeps the doors open until March. And in order for that to occur, it meant that Mike Johnson circumvented the Freedom Caucus, handed something off to the Senate, who then handed it off to the president. This is what Kevin McCarthy was unwilling to do. And it doesn't seem as though Mike Johnson has gotten all of the horribly disruptive things that the Freedom Caucus want, but he got to delay some of the money going to the IRS because, we don't want to tax the wealthy. And my question is, what is Marjorie Taylor Greene, Beau the Clown, and Matt Gaetz going to do if they're being circumvented by the Speaker? The Speaker used Democratic votes to get this accomplished. Hakeem Jeffries wants to govern, and Mike Johnson knows this. Mike Johnson also knows that if there's a shutdown, it is going to be 100% the Republican fault. In a year where they're going to nominate Donald J. Trump, which is already a huge problem for the Republican Party, he's not going to attract independents. New Hampshire, the primary is going to come up, and the independent thing is going to be crucial because a fundamental lack of independence in New Hampshire adversely affected Truman and LBJ. Both hold out. Donald Trump can't. Donald Trump is going to go through because if he doesn't, there's all the things that are going on with the court cases are going to catch up with him. He's trying to get elected before that happens. That's the game. Donald Trump doesn't know the difference between Nikki Haley and Nancy Pelosi. Donald Trump often refers to Barack Obama as the president he beat in 2016 when Barack Obama had served his 2 terms and Hillary Clinton was running for president. That's who the Republican Party has to convince the people to vote for. Nikki Haley had a golden opportunity to call Donald Trump out and say, not only am I not Nancy Pelosi does not have any control over military forces. She is not in the command structure. It goes from the commander-in-chief to Joint Chiefs of Staff. It does not go to the Speaker of the House. That is not the chain of command. She could have said that right there and deflated Trump and made a run for the presidency. Could have said, yes, there is racism in this country, and I had to change the flag of our state because of the racism that occurred. I need to go forward. But she doesn't want to do that because she doesn't want to ostracize the MAGA voters she's hoping to get. And they don't feel that way, which means that the GOP is going to be floundering. If Donald Trump goes off script, he cannot stay on target. The Nikki Haley, Nancy Pelosi thing is an example of that. But repeatedly using Obama instead of, and to the point where even commentators on the right are going, Biden, not Obama. And then on the left side, we're going to have Joe Biden not showing up because he wanted to go to the Carolinas first, which is a more demographically Democratic state than New Hampshire, which is almost 100% white. So you have Dean Phillips, who's above 30%. We could get some very interesting things happening this year. And a lot of Democrats are terrified of having Dean Phillips in the race, and it's stupid. If Dean Phillips is if he is unable to unseat, if he's able to unseat Joe Biden, then that's who we should support. I'm not loyal to Joe Biden. I'm loyal to democracy. There's PPP money that's not being used. We've slowly seen him pushing to get money paid off for people's student loans. It's a large number so far. Medicare for all. You want to make sure no Democrat loses? Let's get Medicare for all in. You wouldn't have to pay for insurance. And we do that by, taking an audit of the Pentagon. And any of the excess money that's going into contractors' pockets goes into ours as free insurance. And we're only $140 billion short on education last year. We can probably get that from the Pentagon too. That's what, 10 aircraft carriers? We already have 11. Let's start using the money for us. We should not be paying the astronomical amounts we are paying for health care. We should not be flipping the bill for the rich. It is time to end the FICA tax, as far as once you hit a certain amount, you don't pay FICA anymore. FICA should be paid on every single tax, on every single dollar that's earned, as far as when you're earning money. You don't get a break on that. That should go in. Tax the churches. It's $120 billion right there we can use to feed the poor. There are very good ideas out there, and the only way they're going to get heard is if someone like Dean Phillips talks about them. Even if he loses, I'm rooting for him to win. Even if he loses them, let's move the party to the left, which is that you're looking at it that way. Sorry. Let's move the party to the left. There's PP money available. Let's get that out to everyone. I'd like some more money. Medicare for all. Let's pull back from constantly being in conflict. The last 20 years, we were in conflict, 2001 to 2021. That's an entire generation of conflict. Let's start focusing on the United States while not being isolationist, but not trying to be the world's policeman, and stop interfering with everyone's, governments like we have done in the past. Remember, the good neighbor policy, we were not the good neighbors. We have been historically racist, Nikki Haley. Historically racist. The Civil War was over race. Japanese internment in World War II was over race. The Greensboro Four in Woolworths was over race. The putting in the National Guard in 1958 in Arkansas was over race. The Civil Rights Act was over race. The killing of Martin Luther King in 1968 and Robert Kennedy was more than likely over race. Bigotry has existed for as long as human society. To say it has not is disingenuous, and we should expect better from our leaders. Hypothetically, that's what she would like to be. Remember to vote true and vote blue.